Election 2020 petition dismissed. Hello and welcome to the marketplace. Coming up in the next few minutes, Cabinet to approve various policy measures outlined in the 2021 budget this weekend at a retreat ahead of the parliamentary presentation next Friday. Meanwhile, economists are upbeat about the comprehensive post-COVID-19 recovery plan in the presentation. Plus, prices of goods expected to increase in major markets if shipping lines defy laws to increase tariffs. Hello once again, I'm Charles Aije. Let's move straight ahead to the stories we have for you. Cabinet is expected to give its full blessings to the various policy measures outlined in the 2021 budget. The executive will also make the necessary recommendations on proposed programs and its best implementation. All this will happen this weekend at a cabinet retreat involving the 2021 budget presentation team. This will pave the way for government to present the budget statement to Parliament next week, Friday. And we shall keep a keen eye on this development to give you updates as and when we do have them. But away from budget and issues regarding Parliament, even though we have more stories on that, economist Professor Eric Osei wants this year's budget presentation to lay out a comprehensive roadmap on economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Latest information Joy Business is gathering reveals that the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is likely to present the 2021 budget to Parliament next Friday, as Finance Minister-designate Kenneth Oriata is yet to return from his 2-week medical leave in the United States. But speaking to Joy Business, Professor Osei said, regardless of whoever presents the budget, government's plan on reopening the economy cannot be overemphasized.
Also not too sure whether it has ever happened in this country where the finance minister will not be available to present the budget. But it is not against the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, in any way, because if you look at the Article 179 of the Constitution, under the authorization of expenditure, it states clearly, and I read from the Constitution, that the President shall cause to be prepared and laid before Parliament at least 1 month before the end of the financial year estimates of revenue and expenditure of the government of Ghana for the following financial year. And so it's definitely not out of place. It's within the President's mandate to cause any of his lieutenants to present the budget on his behalf. And so whether the finance minister is available or not, the president can still go ahead to do that. And so it is very much consistent with the Constitution. As to who does that, whether it's going to be the vice president or trade minister or the agri minister, I don't think it matters at all. I mean, once the president has mandated a person, one would have wished that the budget would be driven by the finance minister, because obviously it is his vision and the president's vision that will drive the economic governance of the country. But that said, it's definitely it's consistent with the Constitution as to who the president asks to make a budget presentation. It doesn't have to be the minister. The Constitution did not specifically say that it has to be the Minister of Finance. And so I think it's within the president's mandate to do that. Okay,
and so what is most important, I guess, is the content of that budget, not who presents the budget. And
absolutely. Absolutely.
What would you want to hear on that day, seeing the year that has gone past us and the struggles we've had?
Well, I think what I want to hear will be program, clear strategy for recovery and for consolidation of the gains that have been made. So largely on the recovery, because as you know, growth has slowed considerably. We've had underperforming revenue and then expenditure going ahead of the target. Fiscal deficits are running over the statutory targets. And so largely it should be about measures to ensure recovery. We all know that the road to recovery can be long and also bumpy.
Economist Professor Eric Osei of the University of Ghana. Ghanaians should brace themselves for a hike in prices of goods from the major markets if the decision by shipping lines to increase their tariffs and other port charges becomes successful. This is an assertion by the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA. According to the association, if the shipping lines go ahead with the increase, the cost will be passed on to the consumer because it will affect their profit margins. The Vice President of GUTA, Clement Boateng, disclosed this to my colleague Eben Sabote.
Major stakeholder. We are the movers and shakers. We import every product into this country before, our brothers, sisters, wives, children, are able to, access those products. So whenever there's an increment which, will add cost to doing business, it becomes a major blow to us. And as you know, we are not Father Christmas. So whenever there is an increment, definitely we will pass it on to the customer or the consumer. But to what extent, can we be doing that? Otherwise, prices will always, goes up.
Does it mean if this becomes possible, you pass it on to the
Definitely. And this is the situation that we want to, avoid. Because when it happens like that, it does not augur well for trade facilitation. This increment is also part of trade facilitation. It does not, make doing business free. It is a cost. And that is what we want to, avoid. And you see, if you want to even increase something, there are rules and procedures that you have to go through. The law says that if you want to come out with things of that nature, you must notify the regulator 3 months so that the regulator will call for a stakeholder engagement. We all sit down, we judge all, and then we arrive at something. But you can't just wake up one day and say you have increased your tariffs. It doesn't work that way. And this is something that they've been doing always. And this time around, we will not allow them to have their way. We will resist any attempt by this increment. We will not accept it.
The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, has expressed confidence that the smooth process of the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination campaign will ensure a positive rebound of the economy. This, he believes, will stimulate business growth and lead to revenue mobilization. The Commissioner General was speaking to Joy Business after he took his vaccination jab at the head office of the GRA in Accra. He used the opportunity to also urge the business community to avail themselves for the exercise.
To also go a long way to ensure that we'll be able to recover in terms of business, recover in terms of activity, recover in terms of being able to have more confidence in going out there and getting the job done. And eventually we'll see the economy recovering. So I think it's very important that, and I want to commend the government of Ghana for the work that has been done and for the project that is going on and for the opportunity given to so many Ghanaians to get involved and get vaccinated.
Would one say now that we have the vaccines, our taxes targets will be able to?
I think that everything that we are doing is making sure that, like I said, we are all up and doing and being able to get involved in all our business activity and ensure that we don't have the economy going down. So definitely it's a step towards making sure that revenues will come. Because at the end of the day, if we are working, if we are gathering and doing our activity, if we are being able to do our business, then we'll get revenue. And these things are also expensive. And therefore, we need the money to be able to fund even what we are doing today. So it's very important.
Well, on his part, the Commissioner of Customs, Keno Kojo-Damoah, called on all stakeholders at the ports to collaborate with authorities to avoid any outbreak.
The ports as a community has several other stakeholders. It's not only the customs division. So our expectation is that those who also do businesses with us on a daily basis will also have the opportunity to have these vaccines as time moves on. We know that it is not easy to get everybody vaccinated because the numbers are limited. But the expectation is that as the government is showing so much keen interest in trying to get as many vaccines as possible into our country, sooner than later, other stakeholders may also have the opportunity to be vaccinated.
Now, the Ghana Stock Exchange fixed income on bond market recorded its second highest monthly performance ever, as the stock and bond market continued their bullish run this year. The Accra Best has also been very much attractive, contrary to previous years, as investors continue to show interest in the market. According to figures from the exchange, the Ghana Best continued its impressive run in February as market capitalization of the firms listed on the stock market shot up by about 3.29% to 57.1 billion cedis. The fixed income or bond market registered trading volume of 15 billion cedis as liquidity remained high. The government of Ghana bond accounted for 12.1 billion cedis as well. That's about 80% of the total debt traded. That's some good news there from the Bears. But also, international ratings agency Fitch says Ghanaian banks are well positioned to absorb the increased asset quality risk from borrowers pressured by the economic effects of COVID-19. Here's an infographic we put together on this particular story. Of course, as you can see on your screens regarding Fitch Solutions, COVID-19 pandemic-induced defaults will add to legacy asset quality issues, but strong operating profitability and improved capitalization meant banks are on a sound footing to absorb the risks of COVID-19. It further goes on to say that the slowdown of the economy weakened repayment capacity of households and businesses, although debt relief measures to consumers have limited impact on asset quality. So that's the particular information that we're talking to you from Fitch Solutions. It further goes on to state that the Bank of Ghana recently disclosed that 9% of banking sector loans have been restructured, and restructured banking sector loans lower than sub-Saharan Africa's average. Of course, also the banking sector's non-performing loans ratio increased only modestly to 14.8% as at the end of 2020. So even though we had a huge disruption from COVID-19, we saw the financial market rebound in, a very much proactive way. We shall be keeping an eye on this performance to give you updates in our subsequent bulletins. But job creation opportunities exist in the green and circular economy, but lack of career guidance and preparation makes many Ghanaians unable to identify and capitalize on existing opportunities even at the district level. The Green Project by SVN Netherlands Development Organization is, however, providing a permanent solution to this problem. Through the Green Project District Job Fairs, entrepreneurship in the green economy will be fostered through engagement with experienced business owners to inspire participants to start their own green businesses. And there is opportunities for youth employment program. Participants who are looking for jobs in the sector will also receive green opportunities at the district level. Here's more.
The fair serves as a platform for preparing skilled labor through employability sessions such as CV writing, job description analysis, and cover letter writing. It is one of the activities to complement the job creation efforts of the government.
Entrepreneurship in the green economy will be promoted through interactions with seasoned green entrepreneurs to inspire participants.
The International Labour Organization's report, The World Employment and Social Outlook, released in April 2020, reveals that a shift to a green economy could create 24 million new jobs globally by 2030. Skills Development Advisor for SNV Green Project, Gifty Kujo, says the project makes a call to green business and employment decisions.
Green because we are moving from the brown economy into the green economy. SNV Green Project is interested in supporting our target groups to be able to find jobs for themselves, to be able to set up businesses for themselves. But our focus also is on green jobs and green businesses. We are interested in making profits through our business and in our employment, but the health of the environment is also very key, so that we don't end up in building businesses, working in establishments that are harming our environment. That is why we are advocating green jobs and green businesses.
The 4-year Green Project aims to create greener economic and employment opportunities for youth, women, and returning migrants by promoting and supporting sustainable green businesses in the Ashanti and Western regions. According to Ms. Kujo, SNV is also committed to supporting business growth.
During our Green Job Fairs, we divide all our activities into 2 big blocks. So we have entrepreneurship and employability. So for those who are interested in setting up businesses for themselves or becoming entrepreneurs, then the various activities lined up within the entrepreneurship block becomes relevant. So today, for instance, we are learning how to even cite opportunities around us. We are learning how to look for funding for our green businesses. We are learning how to sustain and manage our green businesses. These are activities under the entrepreneurship block.
And that's how we put a wrap on today's edition of The Marketplace. My name is Charles Ayete. Many thanks for your attention. Enjoy the rest of our programs.